Hello, my name is Father Dimitri, and I'm here in Lakeland, Florida. The last few days we've been talking about the 23rd Psalm, and real quick, just to do a brief synopsis of the first five verses. With the 23rd Psalm, we have learned that God is our shepherd, providing all that is needed for us to grow in Him. He restores us, He guides us in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. For His name's sake. As we walk through the hardest times of our life, the times when it seems that the evil of this world is going to overcome us, He protects us, He disciplines us, and He brings us ultimately comfort. As He prepares the table before our enemies, He anoints us, He raises us up, and He gives us so much mercy that it overflows in our life. And then the final verse is, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So, after everything that He's doing, everything that He has done to take care of us, God is again telling us, David, when he writes this, he understands that goodness and mercy, the goodness and mercy that only God can provide, is going to be provided for us. And not only today, not only tomorrow, not only 1 week from now, not even 1 year from now, but for all the days of our life. As Christians, we rely on the goodness of God. We rely on the mercy of God. We rely on it so much that we want it overflowing in our lives. Just like that cup, it overflows. And we want it all the days of our life because we expect to be resurrected on the last day. We expect it. That's what our goal is. That's what our hope is that we are going to be with Him in paradise. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Well, that means dwelling. That means living, dwelling, residing, being with Him all the days of eternity. Forever is a very long time. Forever is just not all the days of my life that I'm going to live here on this earth. Although God is telling us that while we're living here, He is going to provide all these things for us. Because once we get into heaven, we're no longer going to be dwelling or going through the valley of any kind of shadow of death. We're not going to be encountering any sort of evil. We only encounter that here on this planet. Sometimes we're brought to tears, sometimes we find pain, sometimes we're in sickness, sometimes we go through divorces, we go through abuse. Whatever the case is, God is with us. And I believe it. I believe it so much that I'm spending 5 minutes to tell you about it. And not only would I spend 5 minutes to tell you about it, but I'll spend the rest of my life on this earth telling you about the goodness of the Lord. But for the case of 5 minutes with Father, I'm telling you today that the 23rd Psalm is something that has brought me comfort for as long as I could remember. I want God to dwell in my life. I want God to change me. And as I'm going through this valley, I want God to bring me to a place where I will have ultimate peace. And He will prepare me and help me to be the man that I need to be. Because I am nowhere near what I want to be in my life. But as I ask for God to overflow that mercy, as I ask for God to show me that overflowing of goodness, as I ask for God to show me that overflowing of love, I know that I am still walking through the valley of the shadow of death. I am preparing, I'm walking, I'm heading towards that moment in time where I'm going to draw my last breath. And when I do, there's going to be something wonderful. And just like the final verse of the 23rd Psalm says, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and when my life ends, I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Forever and ever will I be in a place where there is no more tears, no more pain, no more suffering, no more heartache. And I look forward to that time. But until then, I'm going to be a witness to Jesus Christ as best as I can be. I'm going to be a witness to His mercy, His goodness, and His overflowing love. So as always, may the Lord be with you, keep you safe, and Christ is risen.